remember that. First Take on the road for Super Bowl 51. We are joining you live from Lucky's Pub in downtown Houston. The crowd is so hyped right now. We love our First Take fam, and they are so fired up because we got this guy with us. You know who we have right here? You don't need the introduction, but I'm going to do it anyway. An MVP, a Super Bowl champ, a Hall of Famer, Marshall Faulk in the house here with Pepsi. Thank you so much for being with us. So good to see you.
It's a pleasure to be here. It's obviously it's our time. If you're part of the NFL, you love the NFL. Being here in the South in Houston for the Super Bowl.
Southern hospitality, we love it, right?
Yes, it's great, and boy, ready for a great game.
Speaking of that, I have a question for you. How do you feel about the Pats being back in the Super Bowl again, Marshall?
For their fans is great.
Yeah, what about for you?
For me, I have a job to do. Doesn't matter which two teams. I got to talk about the game. That's it.
Well, you know, first of all, you do an outstanding job on the NFL Network. Congratulations
Thank you
on that, man. Love the work that you do. I appreciate Molly's question because we started off the show talking about the Tuck rule and what the Patriots would be had that call gone against them or whatever. You've been somebody that has spoken in the past about what you feel they're worthy of in terms of their reputation, the acclaim they receive or whatever. Elaborate, educate us on what we should feel about the New England Patriots based on what they've accomplished throughout these years.
I think Tom Brady has done an outstanding job at being what you want as a franchise quarterback. I think Bill Belichick, for the most part, when you think about building a culture and what you want players to do, you have to think about this. In this world where players think that they're God, you go to New England Patriots and you understand Bill Belichick is going to be the judge and the jury. And if you don't toe the line, you got to go. That's it. It does not matter what you are. He has built a culture that works, and he's proven that it does work. Now, what I don't like, what people will do, and it happens, you forget the little notches of things that happen. Michael Irvin and I, we always play around. He'd say, man, if Belichick win this one, we got to rename the Vince Lombardi Trophy the Bill Belichick Trophy. I said, Michael, that's hard because Bill has been accused of things and caught of things in the league that you just can't pretend like it didn't happen. Whatever gate. Yeah. I mean, there's all kinds of gates.
There's all kinds of gates.
Let's not pretend like those things did not happen.
Right.
So those are the things. As far as playing football, getting players ready to play X's and O's, Bill Belichick, there's nobody better than him in the game.
Well, you do understand that when you're debating Michael Irvin, there's an easy way to beat him up. I mean, all you have to do is bring up his pathetic Cowboys, you know, and what happened is he'll find a way to wiggle out. Michael Irvin, listen, we got cops here in Houston. I put an APB out for Michael Irvin because I've been looking for him. I can't find him since the Cowboys lost a couple of weeks ago. Go ahead, Max.
So when people hear about the cheating in New England, right, that the assumption that I hear from a lot of fans is, look, if they're getting caught, maybe that means they're cheating more because the assumption is everyone's doing it. Everyone's spying on everyone.
Yeah.
I mean, Jerry Rice came out and talked about Stickum back in the day, which was illegal back in the day, but they used it and, oh, it's okay. Shaq came out and said, yeah, I used to deflate the basketball before the game started because I want to be able to palm it like Michael Jordan. I had small hands, which is both of those things are just saying I was cheating because I want to improve my grip, right? Yeah. So how do you respond to that? Are you saying that the Patriots are cheating more than the other teams, or they're the only ones cheating?
I didn't use the word cheat.
Looking for an edge.
That's
gating. Gating. You used the word gate. Are they gating more than other teams?
Gate is a great word to use, but I didn't use the word cheat. Whatever you want to call it, you can call it that.
Let's call it gating.
Let's call it competitive advantage.
There you go. Now, if while trying to gain a competitive advantage, you get caught, that's on you. But in the games of sport, everybody wants to have an advantage. Everybody.
So is the idea they're doing it more than others, or they're doing it sloppier than others?
I don't know what the idea is. The only thing I know is they have been accused and they have been caught, and that's that. I'm not calling anything cheating. I'm saying when you play a sport and you want to have any kind of advantage you can, do so.
Yeah.
It happens. We know that. But when you get caught,
It counts against you.
take it, and it counts against you. You know, it's like everybody drives fast. Everybody speeds. Everybody don't get caught.
How did you guys drive
Everybody
fast?
don't have
How did the
points in
greatest
their
show
life.
on turf drive fast?
I'm just saying, it happens.
Let me get to the greatest show on turf, because you guys were with you and Warner and Isaac Bruce and Terry Holt and the crew. I'm looking at this Atlanta Falcons team, and I want to know how you believe it compares to what the greatest show on turf was. I mean, when you got Matty Ice and you got Julio and you got Gabriel and Sanu with Freeman and Coleman in the backfield, I've got people looking at this and saying, this is the most balanced attack we've ever seen, even better than the greatest show on turf. To that, you say what?
I am going to say that in the beginning stages of what we did, they look very similar to what we were like. If they want to duplicate these numbers for 4 or 5 years, then I'm going to say, you know what? Then they deserve that right. But until then, consistency, it is what it is. 1 year, we've had other teams do things like this for a year or maybe 2. Just look at what we did for about 4 or 5 years as a group together.
I asked the question because as we get set for Super Bowl 51, and we look at the New England Patriots and what they're going to have to go against, when you guys lost to them, considering how potent your offense was, how do you see this unfolding based on the comparison that I just brought up? In other words, what Atlanta is capable of doing?
Yes.
How do you see this unfolding Sunday night?
Before we even talk about that part,
okay,
we have to go with what Bill Belichick and the New England Patriots defense they have on their side, which is Tom Brady is going to put points on the board. Is he going to put those points on the board before Matt Ryan or after Matt Ryan? Now, how many stops can the Atlanta Falcons get? Because that's going to determine how many more points the Atlanta Falcons they have to score. Now, I think that their offense is dynamic. They are going to score points.
Defense is suspect, though.
Bill Belichick is going to have some beaters to what they do. You can't stop the Falcons, but can you make them stop themselves? Can you cause them to make mistakes? That's what they need to have happen in that game. If you look back at our game, you know, we not only turned the ball over, we turned it over. It was a pick 6. An interception is big in the Super Bowl. An interception for a touchdown, whoa.
Who's the more talented team in this game?
Oh, without a doubt, the Atlanta Falcons.
Just as you guys were more talented than the Patriots. So
but that's not enough in this game.
So how much credit then, because we talked about it earlier, does Belichick deserve? You talked about the culture. You talked about the game planning. Consistently, they seem to be able to come out on top, even during the regular season, against teams that are more talented. You guys were obviously more talented than them.
They make less mistakes in games than other teams. And Bill Belichick, I'm not just talking about the players, I'm talking about the coaches. They put their players in situations for them to succeed. They don't ask you to do what you can't do, but they ask you to do what you can do all the time.
And don't mess that up.
That's it.
2 components for New England, for Atlanta's defense that has me concerned. One's an upside, one's a downside. Upside is the line with Beasley and the crew wondering whether or not they'll be able to get to Brady. But if they can't, that secondary, even though they got some young lines on there, youth against Brady, to me, is not a good sign for Atlanta's secondary. To that, you say what?
It's not. I think that what you're saying is a valid point, and the only thing that helps them is, like I said in the beginning, if Matt Ryan put points on the board before Brady, it kind of forces the hand. They can't allow the Patriots to be two-dimensional. They can't turn around and hand the ball off and throw the ball, because Tom Brady's going to throw the ball down the field. But you have to make it all about Tom Brady. Look what Denver did to him last year. Look what the Giants did. You take the running game away, and you tell Tom Brady, you not only have to be great, you have to be the greatest you've ever been to beat us today. And it's hard for one man to beat a team.
And he still might do it, but at least it gives you your best chance.
It is. That's all you want is a chance in this game. And people think about it all the time. You only want a chance. Can you be great? In this league, It's not like basketball. There's no game 7. There's no game 6. You have to be great one day, one time, in one game. That's it. That's all you need.
Yep. And it's nice to see running backs getting some love again with
Yes.
guys like Freeman and Coleman.
Yes.
The game is back. Marshall, thank you so much for
Completely.
being with us. So good to see you, presented by Pepsi. We appreciate you. We'll be watching you this weekend on
And let me
NFL
know when
Network.
Michael Irvin shows up to work. Let me
Coming
know
up
when
later,
I'm
we go
looking
from
for
one of the
him.
greatest
I'm
running
looking
backs
for
in the
him.
game to one of the best wide receivers, Antonio Brown, A.J. Green. They will be in the house. Looking forward to that. And will Tom Brady bring